Oh my God. S- Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. So this is our trade on NASDAQ. I think this week NASDAQ and US30 are experiencing some kind of negative correlation, some kind of divergence, something of that sort. So I caught this entry on NASDAQ early this week. Um, yeah. No, I think from last week, yeah, it's early this week. That should be on Monday, and it's been playing very, 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 very well. I think I got up to the TP, but on US30, I had the same setup, but price has been struggling up and down, consolidating here for God knows how long. And today, US30 is just breaking out as I speak, moving up at New York section open, whilst NASDAQ is doing the pullback. NASDAQ is doing the pullback. So I don't know if, yeah, it seems there is some kind of divergence, but at a point, both of them should be playing in the same way, should be playing in same direction. So let's see from the weekly time frame from 1 week. Okay, we are getting this rejection, bullish rejection from the beginning of the week and breakout, and price is breaking out of this previous high and close. On the line chart, yes, so we have the high here. We've taken out the high. See clean break, retest, and then the push up, taking a previous high. I expect a drop a little bit and price to push up further to the top. That is from the weekly time frame perspective. You can see a full weekly candle move up, hit the blue line, which is the TP, and it's rejecting as I speak. On the daily time frame, we can see today's candle is pushing down, dropping to retest. It's falling into this area of imbalance. I believe it's want to take this previous low. Might want to take this previous yesterday's low and enter into this supply area that was crashed somewhere here. It might need a touch into it and then maybe reject. I don't know. But that's what I see. But the setup that I had from Monday, the TP is hit. I can see on the 4 hour, we are just breaking this low. But let's see if this candle is going to sustain, drop into the downside. Um, from the 1 hour, we can see price is breaking previous low. This we have a lower low, lower high. We have a failure swing, and then we are getting some kind of a lower low now with this first the open candle. Okay. And US30 is also just moving up like that. So I don't know. There's some kind of a reverse correlation as I speak for this week alone. Um, yeah, from 30 minutes, yeah, the first 30-minute candle is just sweeping to the downside like that. Okay, so let's see how price is going to work out. Okay, so we're getting the blue line touched, broken. Let's see how price is going to work out inside of this area of imbalance. Let's see if price is going to push up. Um, yeah. So I had this set up on GBP JPY for a sale. Price put us in some profit, went below the blue line, which is the entry, and then later in the week. So this setup was from Tuesday. I've stayed in this trade, came down, moved up, entry was in profit, and then price did this big move to hit the stop loss, retested. Price is at a level where it should be bullish, above this stop loss area because sellers were here, they pushed price down. Sellers were around this area. Sellers are around this area. Now we can see sellers react also from here, push price down. And I can see from below this line exactly. I can see how buyers, let me see the line chart on the 30 minute. Yes. So sellers are in charge from this point where the line is downwards. So above it, price staying above it is going to be bullish. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so right now stop loss is hit. I'm not in the trade. I will take the entry again if price stays below this line here. So I'm going to update the setup. So price stay here, below here, I'm going to take a new sales. But as long as price is above this top here, I'm not going to take the trade. And I'm going to hold the trade if price drops down and stays below this blue line because this blue line was the original entry. But now I have a second entry, another entry from the top here because of this reaction happening around this place. You can see price is not either going below, price is trying to go below, it doesn't stay below, price goes above, and then it's trying to consolidate around here. So above this point, buyers will be in control, below it, sellers will be in control because already from here down, sellers have been in control. From the weekly time frame on GBP JPY, so the weekly is strongly bullish. We can see this bullish candle, but there's a rejection from the top. This week's candle came down, was a little bearish, but it's rejecting and it's bullish now. Whether it's going to all reject and drop bearish and close bearish somewhere here, I can't tell, but that's my expectation. I'm expecting price to drop down to close somewhere here for the week. But if we get that bearish rejection again and bearish body close even below this area, this last bullish candle's low here, open here, that's going to be a very good thing for to help price to drop much. But as it is right now, price is mostly bullish. Price is very bullish as it is right now, and we can see we took this previous all-time high. This high has been here for a long time. We took it out. We have not had a proper retest of that high. That's where I put the blue line. So where this blue line is, sellers are active here. They push price down. Now buyers close above them. I expect price to drop into this same place area for a retest. Okay, and at the retest here, I would expect price to move up. Okay, and then later I would expect because this area is also the last point where we saw a support created on the weekly time frame. I would expect price to come here in the future, in the near future, maybe in the next month, price should come into this place, and then price should reject or react from here also. If price comes here and it rejects to the upside and it's able to stop here, I would expect the sellers that were here to push the price down to the next important area down here, which is this blue line area. So this is kind of a long-term expectation or prediction. But then if price does not, but what is going to make GBP JPY GBP JPY to drop? What is going to make it drop? Okay, so GBP JPY is going to only be dropping if what's that pay? Yeah, if the Japanese currency is strong. So as we can see, the Japanese currency from the weekly time frame, price was deeply bearish. It took this previous low out and then price hit this point and we can see strong rejection. One rejection, the other rejection. Yeah, strong rejection, the other rejection. And this week, price moved all the way up to this area and it's dropping. Mary, how are you? Mary, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay,
Good day.
good. So I'm trying to go through the analysis we did. So I'm looking at um, the Japanese yen. So we have this area where buyers react, push price up, price come back there again, close below it, all right, but we below it down here, we can see weekly rejection, 1, 2, and exactly above where the buyers took over before price is above there right now. So on the daily time frame, we can see there is this small internal previous high, higher low, and this lower low. So this gives us a range because it took a previous low here on this daily. But then the point of interest is the red line because this is where buyers reacted big time to the top and push price to the top. So the expectation is we want to see price stay above the red line for buyers to step in again and push price to the next important level, which can be here or up here. So this is what I'm expecting. So the notion is that if the Japanese yen is strong, then it's going to fight against any other pair that it is paired with. Okay, so for the Japanese yen to be strong means that there is a higher likelihood for GBP JPY, GBP JPY to also fall, right? But then the other thing is that GBP USD is also bullish. GBP USD is also very bullish. GBP USD is also, where is GBP USD? Yes, GBP USD has also been bullish. So if the pound is bullish and the Japanese currency is also bullish, it's also trying to be bullish, then it means that it's going to be creating some kind of inconsistencies or fight. But for USD JPY, it's going to be clear because we can see that the dollar index is bearish for the last 2 weeks now. It's strongly bearish. Um, and then also the Japanese yen is bullish. So that is going to help the USD JPY to really fall. Okay. So these are some of the contexts around the setups so far. But yeah, so Nasdaq is falling big time. Let's see if it's going to pull up. I think US30 rejected. Yeah, the thing just went up to the top there and everything has rejected. Price just came here right now and everything has just rejected. Wow, that's serious. That's serious. So I think if that is the case, then it looks like we are beginning to find some confluence between the US 30 and the NASDAQ. Yeah, so this means that they are all trying to play similar. They are all trying to drop right now. But let's see if the US 30 is going to go up again. If it's going to make a wick fill that wick at the top here. So let's see. From weekly time frame, US 30 is when bullish, we drop down, price struggle to sell around these areas. This week's candle is trying to push up. It's currently above the last uh, highs that were broken. Price is currently trading above that right now, which means there is a higher possibility price will go bullish. But if price drops to stay below this black line, which is the last highs that price took, I mean, what this means is sellers at this point that pushed or rejects price down. Buyers go over the sellers, price comes to hit that area, reject, hit and broke, reject again. Now price is above. So buyers should be expected to be in charge from this point up. But if price comes to stay below this point, sellers should be able to take charge and push the price down. Okay. So that is just a simple analogy, simple concept. Yeah. So currently, we can see today's candle is came down, rejected, it's trying to go bullish. Yeah, it pushed all the way to the top here and everything has just rejected. So let's see if it's going to push up again. Uh, yeah, Mary, do you have some question or you have something you want us to look at? So 4 hour, 1 hour.
Euro USD, because from analysis, Euro USD is supposed to sell, like the chart I posted in the group. I
Mhm,
saw a dollar index was coming down, rather going up,
mhm.
but it's like the whole thing is ranging, so I have to go out of the trade.
Okay. So like I was saying, it is, I mean, the market is all about buying and selling, but it depends on the time frames you are viewing and what you are seeing. Okay, so from the weekly time frame, uh, you see this current week on the dollar. Have you seen? Do you see? Okay, so last week was strongly bearish. Um, a candle without a wick up, wick below. This is a strong bullish momentum. Okay, so an example of this is we can see an example of this on gold. Okay, let me go to gold, and then you can use that um to learn. Okay, so like I said, so I'm going to be selling GBPJPY very soon. Price is dropping
So
on the 30 minutes. Price is trying. Once price sustains staying below this area, I'm going to be selling GBP USD JPY again. But what is going to help me hold this trade will be that I want to be seeing the Japanese yen currency going up. So if I'm seeing that pushing up, that's going to help me to be very strong to sell GBP JPY. So it's still at the early stage, price can still reject and go up, but I'm going to be selling once price is breaking down. So let's see the dollar index. You can see the last week candle was bearish, big bearish, bearish. This week, bearish, tested a little bit of the gap below here, and then price breaks down. So that's it. So there's nothing showing that price is going to buy. Okay, so I don't know how you were selling. And of course, it could be that 1 hour, 30 minutes, 4 hour might be selling. So let's see daily time frame. Yes, yesterday's candle pushed back up, but price will only buy and be strong in the buy if this last bullish daily candle, a bearish daily candle, is if price is to close above here. Then we can now say, okay, has taken all this, the value in this daily candle, the bearish one. Price has taken that value out. Therefore, buyers are in control, at least from this point up. But now price just yesterday's candle just went up to retest a little bit um of the previous day's candle, and today's candle went up a little bit and it's trying to reject. So this is the scenario we have right now. There's nothing showing the dollar is 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 bullish. Okay. We were just getting a pullback. There's nothing showing that the dollar is bullish. So if you are trading, selling, and on a 4 hour, yes, price was going up, came down, was going up again. Let's see, notice that this internal area of resistance is, we can see there is a rejection here, and price sellers came in, push price down, buyers push price up. This is where price stopped. So what you were selling on Euro USD could be these two 4 hour candles that were moving up. Okay.
Yes.
There's nothing showing that price is bullish on the dollar. And when we go to Euro USD, when we go to Euro USD, so I think the Nasdaq and the US30 have finally decided to drop. So when we go to Euro USD on the 4 hour, yes, we saw 4 hour candle coming down. That is yesterday, pushing up. Today we can see this one bearish 4 hour candle. The other one became a doji, and currently the new one is trying to reject push up. So still, there's nothing proper about this pair. I mean, what is happening here? There's nothing clearly showing you or me that price is getting us a bearish structure. There is no 4 hour. I mean, we have a low, we have a lower high, but is this lower high going to stay? This lower high was bringing price down. It couldn't break down. It hasn't been able to break down. Okay, so price is still bullish. If you look at the left side, boom, 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 up, bullish. Okay, so I can
Okay.
interpret this to be a pullback. So you can see the setups I have since first one, second one, and this is the third setup right now. And I'm expecting price to push all the way to the top more. So until
Yes, indeed.
until stop loss for this current setup is hit, I would not see the euro to be going bearish, at least from the 4 hour, or even
Yeah,
the
good.
yeah, even the daily time frame is just one daily candle that pushed down to retest this last big daily candle. Okay. So price can just push up and sweep the highs and keep going up like that. And price can go up a little bit and still reject to come down. And then we will be, I mean, because there is a clean traffic also from this point all the way from this point to this area. Okay, we can see price took these highs out. We haven't seen a proper retest yet. Okay, but we can't be selling if we don't have proper like indication. I hope you understand. Yeah, so I think those are some of the things that you might want to check. Yeah, so price could stay bearish, it could just drop and stay bearish, but below this blue line, maybe I'm not going to be buying again, because that's where the stop loss. Below here, maybe price is going to keep dropping. So let's see, and then I'll hold buys if price is above where I put this black line up, because price stopped here and sold, meaning that
Yeah.
if it gets here, it can stop again and sell. So if it now closes bullish above here, it means that the sellers sitting here are weak and price could push up from here. Okay, so I'm, I want to see what price will do when it gets to this area. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at this stage so that I can make decisions on whether to hold. Yes, I'm buying Euro USD. I'm in a buy, but I'm just trying to see what will happen. Um, so that I think that should be all. So finally, I think the US30 setup is not is trying to be invalidated. Um, yeah, and the Nasdaq, wow, the Nasdaq is totally back to entry. Wow. Okay, but the trade is already exhausted. We've hit our TP, so but it's totally back to entry. This is the 4 hour, 1 4 hour candle pushing down real big like that. Wow, and daily candle is crashing more than I expected. Okay, so I think from what is happening, we might, it's very likely, let me see the weekly time frame. Okay, so all the weekly push to the upside is just rejecting. Okay, it's just rejecting.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just rejecting. Let's see the line chart. Wow. Okay, so we have here. So this might be like a liquidity grab, but still, we still need price to stay below this PSR and stay below this trend line. We still need price to be like this in order to properly sell, something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still early to say that. And then let's see the monthly. Let's see the monthly on the candles. Yes. So we have a bullish candle, drop, reject, push up, try to break to the upside. Everything is rejecting. Okay. So we need the monthly candle to stay above the close of this bullish candle here. We need the monthly candle to stay above here in order for price to keep buying. But once it has rejected and is below, I mean, that's causing problems for the weekly. Okay. So let's see. Wow. So what can happen? The only thing that can happen will be the new if a new 4 hour candle is to open, we have to watch what that new 4 hour candle will do. So I don't know how many minutes or hours left for the new 4 hour candle to open, because the 4 hour candle, yes, is bearish and it's moving because this is New York session. But if the new 4 hour candle open, everything can just reject back. It can just engulf back. Okay. So 30 minutes, we broke this low. Price is making a new lower low. Yeah. So, but I'm not on the trade on Nasdaq, so
Okay.
I'm just in Euro USD. I took the trade from last Monday, but I closed around the blue line, the top here, around the middle here. I didn't even wait for it to get to the full TP, but we got the full TP. The problem was that US30 did not play out. The trade on US30 did not play out, but Nasdaq played out. So that was the issue, the trouble. Um, so I think now their correlation is somewhat positive because they are all dropping. So this is the 1 minute chart. Let me take this off and study the thing well. Do you have any other question or anything you want us to look at?
No, for now, no.
Okay. So you close your trade on how much profit?
Okay, it was though I started with $12,
Mm-hmm.
it got to 22 or 21. So when it started dropping, I now closed. I closed like when it
Okay,
was
so
17.
I think I can sell GBPJPY now. So if you want to trade,
Okay.
if you want to take the trade and the price is below this sellers, we are below this area. And you can see at the left here, sellers were here. They were able to be pushing price down here. Price goes above, stay below here, price drops. Goes here, use here to go up. Comes, stay below it, which is an indication that price want to sell below this point. Goes up, stops exactly. So you can see stops exactly at this point and goes up. So now the last stop was here. Then price went up. Then currently we can see
Mm.
price came down and has closed below this black point. Okay. Now the close below here means that this close here means that sellers have taken charge of these buyers that were here. Therefore, once price is retesting, though we are bullish on the bigger picture, but is internally here, if price is retesting here and is staying below this point, it means that the buyers, you see, above this point, buyers should push the price up again. But below here, sellers should take charge. And how do we know sellers are going to take charge here? Because when price pushed from here to here, we saw a reaction, sellers push it down. I hope you understand my point.
Yes.
So for us to know that sellers are here again, price has come back to the same place and it keeps struggling here. But we should see price stay below this point for us to know that sellers are in charge. You understand? So you can see price goes above, stay here, come down, hit, drop, moves above, sit on it and pushes up, which means buyers are above this black line, exactly as we saw at this point here. So now, if
Mm.
buyers are just above this point, what will happen if now price stays below it? Sellers will take charge. What is the evidence we
Mm.
have that sellers will take charge? Because previously they took charge and pushed price from there to here. Okay, so the same thing we can be assured that the same thing will happen. Sellers can push price from this point again to this area, or even let's say to the next blue line here. Okay, if we are going for a short trade. So price is below, we can see a high, lower high, higher high. So let me see if I can find a head and a shoulder around that area of interest. So a high, lower high, and then a higher high. We see a neckline, right shoulder form, break of the neckline. I'm telling you, price is going to sell. Yeah. So at least to this blue line here, but I am expecting a very big move. So with this that we have, and with the Japanese currency also being trying to go bullish, can see prices trying to push up on the Japanese currency. That is, once it keeps pushing up, that is going to be strengthening the 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 Japanese currency against the pounds. I hope you understand. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So the pound is going up, but once this is also strong, it's going to strengthen the Japanese currency against the pound so that that will be able to help to crash the GBP, okay, the pound. So let me not waste much time. Let me just enter the trade. And it's important to risk low. You can use a smaller lot size for now and
Okay.
watch because this is still within a 30 minutes time frame. And you can check the 4 hour for uh yeah. So I've taken a sell now, two positions on 0.01 for now, so that I can be watching closely and see. Yes, so we should be able to have a clean trade on this. Um, which means that from the higher time frame perspective, which is let's say 4 hour, let's see on 4 hour. Yes, so 4 hour, it means we are predicting or anticipating this 4 hour candle to drop and engulf because price will only keep selling if we are able to close below the last big bullish 4 hour candle. So if this is able to engulf all of this, then we'll be good. But at least we can, do you see here this point? You see
Yes.
this point? Yes, we can be able to expect price to sell up to this blue line, which is internal TP1. A close below here is going to be um the telling us that all this bullish push price sellers have weakened that, and therefore we will not have no support or nothing stopping price to crash to the downside. And that means that we should expect the daily candle to be engulfing the previous daily activity, which is what we are seeing now. You can see this daily candle is trying to go bearish. Once we engulf yesterday's candle, we are good. And you can see exactly at this point, buyers push price up. What do you think will happen if price stays below this point? Sellers are going to take over and drop price at least to this point because this is where another bullish move, big bullish move happen. So price below this blue line, price can correct all the way to this area, which is where I'm expecting price to stop, at least for this week. That is if we are going to be getting the buy. Okay, so let me refine here.
But for this,
If we are going to get a sell,
the
yeah.
I'm seeing a gap up there because there's a change of
Yes,
character now.
yes, there is that gap there, but whether it's going to be filled, we all don't know. I'm only using the reaction. Okay, gaps are supposed to be filled, but not all gaps will be filled as like as early as it can. So that's why I'm saying that where we are taking the entry is very critical because about when if it moves up and it stays above the entry point, we cannot be selling again. We have to close and wait because from this point on, price buyers will take price up and maybe fill the gap. I hope you understand. So even
Yes.
yeah, so I have put the stop loss a little bit above it because price can still go up into the gap before it drops again. But from what we are seeing right now, price is below where we should be selling. Okay. Let's see on
Okay.
1 hour, 1 hour at least, we are getting a higher high, lower high created, and then a new lower low is being formed on the 1 hour right now. Okay. So if the 1 hour closes bearish, there's a higher chance price is going to at least push to the blue line, which can be a good scalp trade for you. Those of you, I know many people have been scalping, likes to take short trades, but I am looking at the long term. Okay, but so this is an early trade. Someone will argue, okay, then why don't we wait for price to close below here? We can do that. Price to close below here and we enter. We can do that, but that's why we have the PSR here. We want to take an early entry here, okay, and then maybe risk with a lower loss size for the start, okay.
Okay.
So that's it right now. Keep monitoring that.
All right. No problem.
Yeah, so be using the 30 minute 1 hour to be monitoring and make sure above the black line we don't hold the trade, we don't hold the loss, we just allow things to flow. Okay, so I think
All right, sir.
finally I think the Nasdaq and US 30 might not buy. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It could just these pairs are very funny. The way they move is serious. Serious. So let's see price. Let's see what it's doing. Because this you see this big push to the upside, taking out this high. Everything just corrects back, retested lower high, lower low. Now we are creating now on the 1 minute, we are creating internal resistance here. Okay. So what do you think will
Okay.
happen? Because it is internal resistance. Okay, so the resistance is happening exactly at the point where the buyers were, which means we are this
Yeah.
place was support on the 1 minute, support, boom, support, boom. Now price drops below resistance, down, resistance, down. So what do you think will happen if price comes above the resistance again? Support will take charge.
Yes, sir.
So you can see now price is rejecting break support, rejecting support, which is resistance. So there is nothing stopping
Mm,
price to sell. Price could just break to the downside, gives a new low, and then keep selling. But what if it rejects and it stays above the resistance? The buyers here that push price up are still there and they can push the price up again. So the only thing that is going to make this
yes.
pair buy is if price is to reverse back and stay above this resistance, then price is going to go up. If not, price is going to drop. So this is the way, if you are taking a trade, these are the things you should be looking for to be monitoring the trade. Okay. What like
Mm,
maybe you cannot be watching the chart all the time, but when you come to the chart, you have to be doing reanalysis of the trade you took. You do reanalysis of the trade you have taken to see, okay, what is the reaction? I took the trade from here, but what is price telling me now? Maybe after 4 hours, because for example, the GBP JPY trade like this, we took the entry
mm,
from here um last I think I posted the stop loss that was hit. Yeah, this was the entry we had, the blue line. We're trying to sell below the blue line. So I sold, we
mm,
got profit, we were in profit, move up back to entry, made us we stayed in profit again. But from here, there was a very big sweep to the top. Now, price going above the blue line, price was able to easily push. So you see, internally here, there was resistance, which was exactly where our entry was.
yeah.
Now the buyers broke above it. So the moment price was going above it or goes above it and doesn't resist again, price will just push up. It did that. But then where was our stop loss? At the top here, where the main selling indication started from. Price hit there and react down.
Yes.
Go above there again and still react down. Go above and fails to make a new higher high. And right now, as we speak, it has crashed these lows, which means price is telling us that I want to go bearish. But then how do we tell that price is going to stay bearish? Exactly from this point, price sold. So if it is staying below that same point, it's going to also sell. And that's what we are seeing now. Okay. So though our entry
So,
was here, the market did what it wants to do. And we have to keep reanalyzing the market to understand why it is doing that and to find new opportunities that it is creating for us. Otherwise, you just give up and say that, okay, the first entry didn't play out. So you are not going to trade again. I'm not saying that if this entry did not, while we were in profit, but it did not go play out for a long time, and now our stop loss was hit. If stop loss is hit, that is not over. What if price is now trying to create, what if our entry wasn't the best entry we should have gotten or made? Okay, so it's different from when the trade
Mhm.
is totally wrong. Let's say if price came above and price now started pushing up like this. Okay, if price stayed above here, because I have put here like buyers should be above here, which means the moment we go above the initial first stop loss, I was expecting buyers to take price up. But now price wanted to
Yeah.
go up and still couldn't, and it's coming down, which means the buyers are not too strong above here yet. So that gives us an opportunity to take a new sell entry. And that's exactly what we are doing. So you see, price came close to the blue line. We are seeing rejections. This is like a fair value gap or something. So let's see exactly what will happen,
Yes.
whether price will be able to crash this imbalance or reject here. Okay, so that's the way we can, because this whole market is very complex and we need to be patient at times. If we cannot be patient, we need to be reanalyzing to find new entries. I mean, one of the biggest problems is finding entries. Finding entries. So
Yes.
getting the right entries is very, very, very difficult because the market will want to
Like
always be.
what I
Mhm.
what I observe with silver.
Yeah.
Silver has been bullish, just like gold.
Yes.
But I've been observing it now. Anytime there is a pullback in silver, it will go and test the previous low, or either the previous day low or that same day low.
Mm. So
It will just tap
that's a good observation.
it will
That's a
just tap on the low and then start going. Like yesterday, I put one. I've been observing it since. So yesterday, I said, let me try it. I now put a buy limit
mm,
just at the tip of the low of yesterday's low, because I found out that the market was coming down.
hmm.
I now put um a buy limit. So
Okay.
when I went to check, I was on
Okay, so
100 and something.
yeah, GBP USD is crashing down again, dropping down bearish
Okay.
again, which means Euro USD should be doing the same thing. So price is back to my entry. I'm not going to be holding if I'm in a loss, just a small loss right now. But so yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We have to watch. I was like, if price is able to go up and stay above here, I'm going to hold the buys. It didn't do that. So what does this tells us?
Okay.
It's telling us that so if price is able to close below this blue line, I'm not going to be interested in buying again for now. That means that the
Okay.
dollar index, well, wow. So you can see the dollar index has
It's
all
going up.
rejected on the 4 hour, and exactly where it couldn't go above before. Now price is trying to be above there right now. Okay. So that's what we're saying. Until you see things like this, you cannot
Mm,
you cannot be taking the trades. So right now, exactly this point is like a resistance. We are getting a very big move or close above the resistance, which means from this point up, buyers can be said to be in charge. And when you take a buy here, you might want to expect price to get you into the next important area of resistance, maybe somewhere here or somewhere down here or here. So you need to calculate the moves well to make sure or to see if it makes sense, the risk to reward, because price can go up here, get here, and still drop and
yeah.
crash all these things. Yeah, so you need to make all those decisions before finally taking the trades. Okay, yeah. But I think a lot of things are changing. Yeah, so you see exactly we have TP1 easily on the GBP JPY trade. If you entered, you should just be
Yeah, I have a question concerning this
okay.
pair. Is it negatively correlated with um GBP USD?
Which one? Um,
GBP JPY.
you don't. So right now, as we speak, both of them are going bearish now. I hope you could see that.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I don't know the relationship right now as we speak. I've
Because
not.
in the morning,
Mhm.
I was